Hello, substreamers, and welcome back to another edition of Substream News. I bring you grave information. It appears that we are on the cusp of the Great Resignation 2.0. Allow me to explain. So, a survey from Resume Builder, a website that unsurprisingly helps you to build resumes, found that 28% of surveyed people are planning to quit their jobs this year in 2024. And since there's, only about 5 months left of this year, that's quite a lot of people. Now, the academic in me will scrutinize the parameters of this survey because I assume that the people being surveyed are coming to the website because they already have the idea of changing jobs in mind. However, there may still be some merit to this information, and here's why. It's a generational thing. Oh, there we go. First bug attacked me. It's a regular theme in these videos. If you're new, always getting attacked by flying insects. Yes, every generation changes jobs at a higher rate than the generation before. So boomers, on average, had one or two jobs or careers, and then it just was a downhill slope from there. And my generation, the millennials, on average, are predicted to have 5 careers per person throughout their working lives. Now, what does that mean for the next generation? Well, it could be as many as 10. Now, for older viewers, it's really hard to understand why young people are so confident in changing jobs. Job security to older generations was not a given, and so they worked really hard to keep jobs. And it seems like younger people work hard to lose them and to constantly change. And that's because jobs these days are kind of like stepping stones towards success. And it's proven that changing jobs generally leads to higher salaries, and that's what young people want because inflation is high. And so unless your pay rises exceed inflation, you probably have to change jobs to find another job that it improves your living situations. Another reason that young people change jobs so frequently is to find companies that align with their values, which is very important. And staying with one company too long can feel like a trap, and if they are not showing you the respect you deserve through pay rises or performance-related bonuses or promotions, then perhaps it's time to look for a new position. So let me know in the comments, are you planning to change jobs this year? Now, I'm going to tell you, I've already quit 2 jobs this year. Same career, but 2 different jobs. Because if something isn't right, don't stay there. Don't stay. Keep doing it. Don't... Oh my God, this fly's coming for me. Yes, don't stay in a job that isn't a good fit for you. Get out, find a better one, and that's what I've done. So I implore you to do the same if you're feeling that. And now I have more time and flexibility and money and freedom to do the things that are important, such as grow Substream News. Thank you for watching. If you're not yet subscribed, I suggest you scroll on down and click subscribe if you enjoy my presentation style and the topics of the videos. I'm not going to beg. Let's move on to the next story. In the Blue Ridge Mountains, on the Appalachian Trail, the pigs here do not roll in the mud. The opening line of an article I recently read was something like that, and it was quite a beautiful introduction to the story of these new pigs that don't hunt truffles, are not reared and slaughtered for bacon, and don't live in mucky pens amongst their filth. In fact, they probably never get dirty in their whole lives. And no, they're not grown for food, but they are grown for their organs. That's because they are grown for you and me, transplants. Let's find out more. So the article actually covers a specific facility in the Blue Ridge Mountains that cost an incredible $75 million to build. And the pigs that they're growing here are xenotransplantation patients. Quite a mouthful, but these pigs aren't even real pigs. Actually, they are genetically modified clones that apparently are perfect for growing organs for the human body. Now, something quite interesting about this facility, this super high-tech, futuristic pig rearing for organ facility, is that the air they breathe is cleaner than any air accessible to humans. The water they drink is more clean and filtered than any water you or I have ever drank in your lives. These pigs are precious because their organs can fetch thousands for human transplants. So why is the price so high, potentially, for pig organs? Well, you may have guessed it. There's just a high demand for organs. People need transplants, and thousands upon thousands of people around the world, but in this article specifically, Americans die while waiting for transplants. And that's why the xenotransplantation industry is growing so fast, and it's a very lucrative one. People will pay big money to stay alive. Can you blame them? That's our most natural, basic instinct. And so what's very interesting about these pigs is that they are matched to a patient early on in their lives. So they grow the piglet to the exact size that it needs to be for their organ to match the size of the organ demand for their patient, which is very clever. And at that point, they will take the organ and do the transplant. So how successful is this? So far, not very, but it's definitely an improving science. This company has done 4 xenotransplantations, and each of the patient has died within several months. But they're not giving up, because while this might not always be life-saving surgery, it could be life-preserving. And if people are willing to pay, maybe that's the price of getting an organ from a pig. Actually, this is a really big story, and I've just given you kind of the surface layer details. What I want to encourage you to do is further reading, and as always, I include the link to all of these stories down in the video description, whatever you want to call it. It's just below the video. If you click it, it will expand and you will see all of the links. While you're down there, of course, if you want to, you can click subscribe and make sure that you see me getting attacked by flies and mosquitoes twice a week. Southwest Airlines, one of the most popular and well-known airlines in the USA, has reported that no fewer than 28 of their attendants have suffered workplace injuries from, drumroll, exploding soda cans. What WTF? This was my big WTF story this week. No, I actually thought maybe it's air pressure that's exploding the cans, but no, it's extreme heat. So certain states in the US are going through heat waves, cities such as Phoenix, Las Vegas, and Dallas, which are very well served by Southwest Airlines. And so it's a regional issue for this carrier. And yes, they have been exploding in the faces of their stewards and stewardesses, causing workplace injuries, and that in turn is making their employees sue them for damages. So I think this story will go away quickly, but is there really a solution other than to cool the cans better? Why aren't they being refrigerated? Who knows? Let's move on. Now, one of the goals, if you're new here to Substream News, is for this channel to remain apolitical. We try as best we can to avoid political stories, but sometimes the crossover of news, culture, dystopian, futurist technology stuff, it infuses with politics. This story is more about how the world is changing, and if we're not careful, it will change in ways that we really don't like. I'm talking about Bangladesh, where students have led a massive protest around the country defending their rights to fair employment, as they should. And as populations increase around the world, we should fight for our right to fair employment. And that's a country of 170 million people with a huge young population. And 150 of these people have already been killed. Estimates say there could be more. It could be well over 200. What have the government done? Well, aside from authorize a shoot-to-kill policy or a shoot-on-sight policy, they've shut down communications, leaving people without ways to contact each other and organize protest, which is a typical way that countries try to control or handle large demonstrations like this. Now, the leader of Bangladesh could have called for calm and could have expressed sorrow about the loss of young lives, but instead decided to go to a train station that was damaged during the protests and pretend to cry. It was a very weird scene if you've seen that. And the latest on this story at the time of making this video is that all universities, public and private, in Bangladesh are closed. The police do have a shoot on sight order for anybody breaking the national curfew, and the army have been drafted in to try and calm things down. But when has that ever worked? My heart goes out to Bangladesh, and rest in peace to those who've lost their lives. I don't want to see another state go into a dystopian nightmare such as Myanmar, North Korea, these countries that are in the grips of just malevolent rulers, essentially. Let's hope that the situation improves and students' demands are met, because we all deserve fair employment. Let's move on to a lighter note to finish this video. And to finish on a lighter note, what could be better representation of a lighter note than a joke? Well, the opposite would perhaps be a fine. And this story is about a joke that led to a fine, a light note and a heavy note. Where? Italy. How much? 5,000 euros. The joke? A height joke. Oh, here's what happened. So this small fine of 5,000 euros has come under a little bit of criticism as Giulia Cortesi, journalist, made 2 comments on Twitter calling the Prime Minister, here's the exact words, a little woman, and saying, "You don't scare me, Giorgia Meloni. After all, you're only 1.2 meters tall. I can't even see you." Now, she thought it was funny. Many of her followers thought it was funny, but Giorgia Meloni didn't think it was funny. And she has a reputation for perhaps abusing or using Italy's defamation laws in her favor. And she took the journalist to court. And she won. And so there is a 5,000 euro fine for making a silly joke on Twitter. And it's not the first time these two have been in like a spat together. So guys, be careful what you say on social media, because you definitely don't want a 5,000 euro fine landing on your desk. On that note, we're done for this video. I'm in a beautiful place here, and I'm going to go enjoy. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. And if you're not subscribed, remember you can. It's free. We're not asking for anything. We're not selling anything. Enjoy. Have a great time. See you next time. I'm Joseph. This is Substream News. Ciao for now.